Okay, I agree with that. Let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you think a woman, because I hear you talk about settle, and I always wondered your answer to this. Should a woman be with a guy who might be cheating on her, not treating her the best? Do you think it's better to have a man than to not have a man at all?
Yeah, see, that's a disingenuous question. So when you come in setting the table as if is the choice between a negative and a man, I reject that question. Why don't you give it the other way around? Do you think a woman should have a man who actually she can build with and partner with, such and so forth? Why come in assuming bad faith to begin with?
No, I'm not.
No. Yes, you did. You came in and gave me a negative versus having a man. And that means if he's going to do this, should she choose that? Why don't you give me the other side? Give me the good faith argument.
That's true, and I don't want to have multiple children. So
I said if a man wants to have multiple children, I don't care. See, you keep going back to what you want. You control access to your body, and for a time frame, women control access to whether or not kids are born. But see, what older women, especially accomplished women, have a hard time accepting is your value has a shelf life. After 35, you're at geriatric pregnancy. If you met a man that you found that you thought was the bee's knees and he wanted 3 children, you can't carry them.
Okay, but Kevin, I would say this, right? Can I just say that?
Is that true?
I agree with you. I'm not.
So either he would have to forego having the children in his legacy, or he'd have to go find someone who could.
Or it could be a man that might already have children and doesn't want children.
Not my example. That's not my example. That's a different example.
Can I just say this? I respect your insight. I really do. That's why I came on your platform. Okay. But I'm not going to allow what you think is going to be for my life to be my life.
I don't care if you allow what I don't know you, lady.
Right, well, my name is Kendra. You said my name earlier.
A lady, Kendra, ma'am. I don't know you.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not going to allow you to start getting upset because
Kevin, I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
You came to my platform and asked me my opinion. Okay, so to tell me what you're not going to allow me to do, that's not necessary.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just ultimately.
But what would you call it? What would you call that? I'm not going to allow what you say to do what?
Because I mean, listen, I hear you, but I don't. There's plenty of women that I know that have had babies in their 40s, that have gotten married in their 40s. It can happen. So
I'm talking black women?
Yes, I'm talking black women.
1 in 4 black women were married. 1 in 4 black women were married in their lifetime. So you telling me about the aged black women who marry after 40 and have babies? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. That is, unfortunately, and here's the thing. If you're waiting till your 40s to marry and have babies, you did something wrong in your 20s and 30s.
I mean, well, I would say this. I focus on my career, which I know you feel could be something wrong. I have no regrets. I don't
feel like there's anything wrong. I don't feel like there's anything wrong. Let me go ahead and change. Let me tell you, turn you people in the comment section up. I don't care what y'all think. I mean, honestly, I don't judge by what women want. If you want to focus on your career, do that. But see, one thing that women have not been told in this country is there's a cost to all of it. You can't have it all. Men can't have it all. There are trade-offs and choices. If you chose to focus on your career, I am all for that. Do it. But it comes at a cost of your prime childbearing years. I don't make human beings the way they are. So this is the choice women have to make.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I was engaged into my college sweetheart. I went to Hampton and I chose to focus on my career instead of becoming a wife. I have no regrets. Okay. And just as I hear what you're saying with statistics, one of my best friends just got married last year. She's pregnant, due any day now, and she's 41, and she's a black woman. So all I'm saying is, yes, you're right. Maybe the statistics aren't there, but in my reality, in my worlds, I know women that
anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact.
Huh?
Anecdotal evidence doesn't change the fact. You know people like you. That does not change the reality.
Well, okay. I'm not taking away from that.
What I'm saying is, ma'am,
I'm just saying that.
Listen to what we're doing in the black community. Take it away from you. Take it away from your friends. We're actually having a conversation. about women having babies in their 40s. That's how warped we've become in the Black community, because we cannot get it together in our prime mating and marrying years. Because so many of our women value these so-called careers. Now, I don't doubt that you have a career, but I got to let you know how many women I've talked to over the countless years who call their job a career. Most people have a job. Most people have jobs. Most people don't have careers. And it seems to be, why can Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and Anu all go out and have jobs and careers just like Black women have jobs and careers and still be able to spin that plate and find a husband? Why can every other race of women seem to be able to do that, but Black women are doing it at a 1 out of 4 ratio, and the next closest women are white women who are married twice as much as you are?
He cold.
And that's married to anybody. You're not marrying anybody.
Can I respond to that? I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I also think that if women are realistic and they are open to dating and maybe not always focusing on the money and maybe to give up some things on their list, it is possible. I know you said yourself, your mother got married at 50. There's people that do still find love in their 40s. And I just think that I don't want women to feel hopeless.
And her 3 sisters died alone.
Huh?
And her 3 sisters on the way to dying alone.
Well, speaking of dying alone, I had a mother who wasn't married when she died, and she didn't die alone. She died.
Do you think Black women have been given the accurate message for life?
I will say no. I will say no. I'll give you that. But I will say this too. There's a lot of things I do agree with you on, Kevin, and that's why I came on your platform. But I will say the die alone things. I don't think women should be pushing.
Oh, I do. I think fear. I think it needs some healthy fear. Because here's the thing: when we do this whole coddling, don't act like it is what it is. No, we need to tell you smoking causes cancer. We don't need to tell you smoking causes smoking makes you happy. Okay. Because I'm looking at our community. Black men are at the bottom. Black women are at the bottom. Black boys are at the bottom. You're the only group of women who stand out proudly saying, I don't need a man to make it through life. No other group or race of women is so bold to stand outside and say, put all the pressure of the world on me because I don't need him.
Well, I don't believe that. I believe men are very important. I love the Black man. My father.
It's our culture.
Okay, I agree with that. Let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you think a woman, because I hear you talk about settling, I always wondered your answer to this. Should a woman be with a guy who might be cheating on her, not treating her the best? Do you think it's better to have a man than to not have a man at all?
Yeah, that's a disingenuous question. So when you come in setting the table as if is the choice between a negative and a man, I reject that question. Why don't you give it the other way around? You think a woman should have a man who actually she can build with and partner with, such and so forth? Why come in assuming bad faith to begin with?
No, I'm not.
No. Yes, you did. You came in and gave me a negative versus having a man. And that means if he's going to do this, should she choose that? Why don't you give me the other side? Give me the good faith argument.
Okay, well, no, there is a good faith argument. But I just heard you say several times, I think sometimes women...
No, what I'm saying is, why didn't you come through the door giving the good faith argument? Why do I have to ask you for it?
Well, I think naturally, if a man is treating you right, if you find a Russell Wilson, what would be the reason for you to leave?
You mean an NFL MVP quarterback? That's the only thing?
Okay, we'll take the money. Or just a man, period, that celebrates you.
What I'm asking you is, I don't celebrate you. You're supposed to celebrate him.
But what I'm asking you, Kevin, is this, and I'm not trying to be combative. I'm just simply asking you a question, and I'm really trying not to be combative here. Is there some women...
You should have to try.
There's some women who date men who might not be treating them the best. And I always just wonder, because I know you preach a lot about settling and being with men. And
I talk a lot about settling because that's what a lot of women talk about all the time when they really ain't settling. See, what I'm saying is I asked you the question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One of the two things wrong in our community is, one, so many of our women come into interaction with Black men in bad faith. You assume the worst, the negative. Ma'am, go rewind this part. You gave me an example. Do you think a woman should settle for a man that's cheating on her, abusing her, such and so forth, in order to just have a man? That is a disingenuous French toast ass position when you could have easily come in and gave me the positive, good faith. Do you think it would be better for a woman to be with a man who she can actually live with and cooperate with and build a life with, or have nothing? You could have made that choice to come in the door, good faith or bad faith. You chose to come, no. You chose to come in bad faith because that is the default position in our community.
Well, no, Kevin, let me apologize if it came across that way, because
no apologies necessary. That just Kevin, shows you where we are in the community.
Right, but what I'm saying is there are times though, obviously there's men out there that treat their women good. I know several men who celebrate their wives and they're good men. So I wasn't asking that question because I thought that's a no-brainer. If you're with a man that is treating you good and you can build with, of course you be with him. But
Select.